Hello BookTube, it's Ben here from the UK Historian channel. Now then, today I was trying to think what could today's video be about. So I thought I'd combine the two. I'm into history and books, but I'm also into lists. I like lists as well, for some strange reason. So I thought I'd combine books with lists. So I thought I'd do 10 things about books. Now, some of these may apply to you, and some of them might just belong to me. But anyway, I thought, let's get started. I thought number one was, I run obviously a website, but a history-based website, and do lots of stuff covering lots of eras and subjects on history. But I'll often get emails sent to me, and people will say, write to me and say, well, I'm really into history, can you suggest a book to me? And then that's it. Or, oh, my dad's really into World War II, can you recommend any books? And you sat there thinking, well, World War II lasted 4 or 5 years, and then you had the build up to the war before that and the aftermath, and then loads of things going on during World War II. So which little bit do you think your dad would be interested in? So purely on this is based on, I suppose, specific to me, but if anyone is interested in books or would like a recommendation, just be a bit specific on what you're asking for or what you think someone would like, rather than, if you say to me World War II, I could probably find you a book, but it'll be a general book and it'll go over the whole war, but it's not going to really go into any specifics. Whereas if you like medicine or casualties during World War II, or special operations, the Far East during World War II, they're more specific areas, and I can give you probably find you a brilliant book on that specific subject. So that's number one. Number two, I've got down your local library. Now I know some people will think, oh well, this is obvious, I'm always down at my local library ordering a dozen books each week to plough my way through. But it's surprising how many people forget the library. And libraries these days aren't, old fuddy-duddy places full of children's books and Agatha Christie's. They're rather more up to date, and a lot of them have IT hubs in them, or you can order, if you live in a county, you can order books from one side of the county to the other. So if you are looking for books, make sure you try, obviously not just your bookshops and your charity shops for books. Pop along to your library and give them your support, because after all, you're funding those libraries with your taxes, so make use of them. Thirdly, bibliography and notes I've got. Now, as an example, I'm currently reading this tank warfare book by Pen and Sword. Now if I go to the back of this book, near the back there's a huge reference section all about tanks, where to go, places to visit. But then at the back it also does a bibliography, and it's got a whole list where the author's used official documents and read up, and there's a good 50 or 60 books he's listed that have helped him and are connected to the subject. So if you look in the back of most books, especially if you're into non-fiction, there'll be some sort of bibliography or notes or reference section where the author's obviously put his sources of information down, and it means you can do further reading then. So have a look at the back of the book. Number 4, books, not ebooks. Now, there might be this big debate, or you prefer real books, or you might prefer ebooks. I suppose it's horses for courses. I prefer a good real book in my hand, so I can sit there at night and sit in my chair and read a decent book or a good read. But then some people like the electronic version, and there's nothing wrong with that. All I would say is, if you're after a really good book, then go for a real book rather than an ebook. And if you think about it, if you're going for a real book, you're supporting a whole industry of publishers and writers and printers, because people have to make these books and they're all employed, whereas probably only it takes a couple of minutes for people to produce an ebook. So when you can, in my opinion, always go for a real book. Number 5, I've put NetGalley. So this is for those of you that like an ebook. If you go to, for the British viewers, if you go over to netgalley.co.uk, and I'll put a link below this video at the end. If you go to NetGalley, you've got various publishing companies who are looking for people to, if they're interested in their books, they will sometimes give an advance copy, and they're always after volunteers to do a good review for them. So if you pop along there, you can get them on your e-reader, and that's a good, and it's also free. So if you like reading lots of books, it's a good way of building up your tally of books and having a good read. Number 6, this one's probably only me, but I've put smell books. Now, one of my favourite smells, sometimes this will come up in a quiz or something like that, and they'll say, what's your favourite smell? Well, my favourite smell is that there's nothing better than an old bookshop full of old books and paper, and it's got that musty, dusty smell about it. I think that's brilliant. And the second best smell is a bookshop full of new books. I just love books and love the smell of them. But that's probably just me. If you've got any other weird thoughts about that, just drop us a comment down below. What am I up to? Number 7. Look after DJs, or look after dust jackets. What annoys me is, obviously here we have a dust jacket. Someone's taken the time to design it and produce it, and of course it wraps around your book to obviously keep it safe from the weather or dust or marks, but it's also there to sell the book as well. And you'll find most people buy a book just for its cover. So when you're reading a book late at night, don't let it fold under the book and catch on your jumper. And I really hate dust jackets where they're all creased along the bottom, and then, or sometimes you get them along the top, or sometimes people spill something on them. And you think, when I buy a book, I want to feel like I might be the first one to have read it and explored the story or the information inside. So, just take care of the dust jackets. Someone's put time and effort into that. Right, number 8 on my list, writing in books / highlighters. Oh, you'll often find in a book, and I blame authors for this as well, is that you'll get someone's name written diagonally across the inside page, or if it's a signed by the author type book, I'll have a great big thick marker pen and they've written, you know, to so and so, love from the author, or something like that, and it just ruins the book. Just stop it. And then also, I found this at university when I was doing history at university, is that you have a book like this and people will be writing, people will be writing stuff or notes in the white spaces and the gaps along the page, or drawing little arrows and to here and there, or you get them highlighting sections of text, and that's so infuriating and disrespectful to the other people who are going to take that book out. Just write notes, write it on a separate piece of paper. Don't scribble and scrawl over a decent book. I know this is turning into a moan. Number 9, folding pages. Now, you know when you've got a book, like, you know, you haven't got a bookmark, so but you want to go to bed, or you've fallen asleep, and then people will fold a corner over the book, over the page, just so that they remember for next time. Just remember the number, or buy yourself a bookmark. I mean, I get sent one of these cards with every book that I review for Pen and Sword, so I can easily use these as the bookmark. But most people know that you can get those leather bookmarks, bits of paper, what have you, from these, you know, exhibition sites or museums and tourist areas. You know, you'll find loads of bookmarks. Get yourself a bookmark and use that. Right, and number 10, probably my last moan, or it's not really a moan. This isn't a moan. Number 10, treat your books like a Bible. Books are there, full of information, educational or just entertaining, something you can learn from. I treat all my books like they're Bibles in a library, and so I treat them all with care, and the vast majority of them you could probably resell and class them as brand new or almost new, because they're in that much good of condition. So please, and I plead for everyone who reads and buys books, treat them properly. Books are a great thing, they're great for education, they're great for learning. You can learn so much from books. And that's my moan, my top 10 of moaning. So, but anyway, if anyone needs any help with, or if anyone wants a suggestion for a particular book on history, drop me a line in the comments below this video, and I'll certainly answer your questions and get back to you. If you wouldn't mind, if you've enjoyed this little rant I've had, please subscribe to the channel via the button below or on this video, and then you're kept up to date then with what we produce. And I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll probably see you very soon. Thank you very much.